I'm excited to share my most recent project with you. I've had a lot of fun with this. It's a ukulele bass made from an old viola. Before I go any further, I want to thank Rick over at Plum Grove here in Northwest Indiana. He was super cool. He heard about my project and told me about a viola he had that I could use to experiment with, so I really appreciate the donation. Everything else are found old parts, an old warped cello bridge, an old broken tailpiece from a cello. The wood is some stuff my dad had in his wood shop, pine and macaw from old floorboards. So it was super fun. The only thing I bought were the strings and the tuners, and that's it. My inspiration was thinking of the old Hofner Beatle basses like Paul McCartney used to play. And I thought it'd be really cool to have a uke bass that looked like that. So you'll see a lot of the other processes later on after I play you some clips and talk about the pickup system. But just kind of give you a shot at the back here. One spot I wasn't real happy with was a little bit of a gap behind there. But other than that, it turned out pretty well and wasn't quite as complicated as I thought it would be. So hope you enjoy learning a little more about this coming up here. The other clips in this video just show the acoustic sound, but the thing I really like about this one is that the amplified sound is really where it's at, and with uke basses, you kind of need it. So like I said, I have a Fishman cello pickup. It's just wedged into the heart cutout that was already in there for now, and I've got it just wedged into the back here. Got it running through my GK micro bass amp, as well as a Fishman preamp, just a real basic one. So here, I'll turn down the volume. So here's it's got a lot of mid-range in there, but it's a nice boomy, try not to blow you out here. Response is a lot like my upright, not quite as boomy, but a very similar kind of feel. If you play this thing in the mindset of an upright player, you get the best sound out of it. Okay, here's a little update. About a week later, removed the Chenras tailpiece and fingerboard, obviously. I have the new neck cut before. Also, thanks to my help from my friend Jason and his giant bandsaw, did a scarf joint to create a nice, strong, angled back neck. So that's gonna go on like that. I've got my tuning pegs ready to go when that's time. And the fingerboard, which was made out of this macaw, kind of a red African wood, and I used a translucent black stain, and it came out really nice. It's pretty much the color of a nice rosewood, maybe a little lighter. So I put that on, and then I cut a little cutout on the side, or on the end, which I'm also echoing up there. So here's kind of what I have so far. Oh, and then the tailpiece, old cello tailpiece, cut off, re-drilled the back side of it there. Probably gonna need to get a longer cable on there because the Thunder Reds I have are not quite long enough for what I've got here. So this is what it's gonna look like. And then, so the next step then is to cut off the neck and attach it. Now here's the problem, is that I don't really wanna bridge much higher than this. However, with the thick fingerboard, it's gonna end up being too high. I'd have to make the bridge much higher at this angle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plane down an angle on the back of the neck so that it'll sit more like that where I glue it. And we're gonna cut off the neck probably about here and feather it into the back of the neck. So that's the plan. Wish me luck. Okay, so the neck is off. I've tapered the back with my belt sander. The next step is to attach it. It should look kind of like that. Probably put a dowel through that as well for a little extra strength. Okay, joining the neck ended up not being quite as bad as I thought. It seems like a pretty strong joint, but I'm going to add a dowel that I've kind of drilled through both pieces just to give a little extra strength. And then once I put the fingerboard on, it won't even be visible. I thought about cutting a brand new bridge, but in the spirit of reclaiming musical instruments for a new purpose, I found this old warped cello bridge. It's about the right thickness, and I figured out that I had the right dimensions inside. So I want the feet to match up with the original feet for the viola because of the sound post and bass bar, but it needs to be wider because of the wider string spacing. So I've shaped it up a little bit. I got a little more to go, and we're gonna give this a shot. All right, so that's what I've got. Thanks for checking it out, and hit me up if you have any ideas for other instrument projects like this.